awareness of that. Understanding that when we are traumatized, big T, little t, our body stores it. We feel it, that first insult, that first injury, that first hurt, betrayal, neglect, disregard, abandonment gets registered in our system, in our nervous system, in our tissues, in our muscles, in our body. Along with what we've inherited that was unresolved from our biological parents, their parents, all the way back. It's alive in your marrow, the trauma, the suffering, what they endured. You inherited, you are awake, awakening to that remembrance, which can feel overwhelming at the beginning of your initiation into this spiritual journey, this spiritual life. This invitation might sound strange, but I'm learning myself that feeling it again is necessary. The first time we feel it, we get trapped. It gets trapped. The energy gets trapped in your system. And then we build guards. On duty, always on the lookout, vigilant guards for your system not to have that experience again. Defense mechanisms, coping strategies to protect and guard that which needs not to be protected and guarded, that which is eternal, unchanging, safe. Always. We don't understand this from the ego construct. We feel nervous and scared and on the edge that we're going to have to experience that again. And my goodness, my loves, you do need to feel it again. You do need to feel it again in order to become unencumbered, free, unbound. And I know this is the darkest, scariest part of the forest to be in, where it feels lonely and isolating and treacherous, and you feel like you might die, you feel like you might lose yourself, you might disappear into the nothingness completely. That's not what happens. That's the ego construct, your cultural programming, religious programming, what you inherited from your mother and father that was unintegrated and projected onto you innocently. They projected innocently. They bound you and limited you innocently from their own unresolved big T's and little t's. Big trauma, little trauma. You picked it up innocently and you've been playing it out innocently. You're not asleep anymore, my loves. You are waking up. You are waking up. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. With my heart and with my invitation and with my encouragement to free yourself. You think getting free is easy. Holy fuck. It's the hardest work. Yielding this human construct, this ego self, yielding to your spirit self, to the truth of who you are. It's the work, and it feels hard, and we don't know when it's complete. I have no idea when it's complete. I know it keeps going like the peeling of an onion, and that it makes me cry and sob and shake and wail again and again and again every time I go in, every time I yield to the feelings that are coming up through my body, every time I make space and take myself through this process, I become more integrated, more confident. I gain mastery like a warrior of light, a warrior of the heart, constant training for these demons, for these tight thoughts, for these inheritances that came through my marrow, that came to life inside of my consciousness that I can be with now. Thank God. Free up myself, free up my lineage, so that the wisdom, the ancient wisdom that's ready to come alive can come through this vessel and have a greater impact on my own experience and those that tune in. So we can create a chorus, a beautiful chorus of life together, all playing our instruments, our vessel, ourselves, allowing spirit to move through, more fully surrendered to spirit. By spirit, I mean your breath. If we're going to break spirit down, let's break it down to breath. That which is already animating you, that which keeps you in this very precious thread of aliveness is your breath. Your breath. It's a very simple way to think about spirit. Taking it in, letting it move through you, giving it back, taking it in, giving it back. The problem is it gets caught in consciousness and our tissues and our limited beliefs and these constructs that we are not enough, that we are lacking, that we need to do more, that we need to be more, that we need to be anything other than breath in any moment is unreal, is not true. The truth of who you are reverberates in silence. If your head is saying something to you right now, it's more than likely your ego. If your negative self-talk is constant, that's your ego. If you're being chastised, or if your mind is telling you you can't do this because of this, how are you going to figure out this, that's your fucking mind. You can learn to be with that in a more compassionate way. I know, because I have learned to be with that in a more compassionate way. And it didn't come overnight. It didn't come in a matter of months. I've been on this path for 20 years, but it has been accelerated in the last 2-3 years. And the more I let go, whatever that I is, surrender to the now, to this breath, to the fluidity of life, trusting, the more accelerated it becomes, the more beauty arises, the more gifts emerge, synchronicities lead my life now, and I am never unattended. And I have had an ease in my mind, an ease in the mental chatter. There is no more negative self-talk. And if it comes around, I see it for what it is. I see it and I know it and I love it for what it is, what it thinks it's trying to do with me and for me. And I make space for it. By making space, I mean I slow down and I open my heart and I breathe and I allow it to be. And I stay present to myself. I hold on to myself. I grab hold of myself and any parts of my consciousness that need space, attention, awareness, presence, love, compassion, kindness. It's my job. The inner mother, the inner father, they have arrived. And I am growing myself up, reparenting, connecting every day to Pachamama, to Father Sky, to the sun energy. A lion came through in my dream a couple nights ago, and I was scared, of course, but it stayed close by and present long enough for me to realize that it arrived as a totem. Your light is already here. Your fullness already exists. It might sound strange that the invitation I have is for you to feel your feels again, because once felt like enough. The first time the trauma set in, the second time you feel it, it's your willingness to release yourself from it. The space is here. The sacred space is here for you to release yourself from this. Only you can do it. My voice is a guide. The music is a guide. The space is simply meant to encourage your unconscious to know you're safe enough to feel what you need to feel, as terrifying as that may be, because you don't know when it's going to end. You don't know how deep it goes. But if you take it all the way in and through, you will find more of yourself on the other side, your authentic self, your true self, your spirit self, I would say you find God. And all of your needs are met. Everything you want to feel and hear and know is there. On the other side of your ego, on the other side of the fear, on the other side of the pain, on the other side of releasing yourself from the tensions that are in your body, in your consciousness, that some you constructed, some you inherited. You have all the keys to your kingdom. You have the ability. You have the resourcefulness. Do you have the willingness? Do you have the willingness to free yourself? Because it's your job, it's your sacred privilege, it's your responsibility. If you are projecting out into the world any discord, that's yours. It's just yours. Take your breath as medicine. Do it in a way that feels good to you, manageable to you. In small doses, 11 minutes of Wim Hof. Come to a breathwork session. Do a little bit more. Get out in nature. Get in the water. Bless the water. Bless your food. Bless your family. Bless your trauma. Bless your trauma. If you've identified it, you're one step closer to freeing yourself from it. By going into it, letting it discharge from your central nervous system, move through your tissues. Trust yourself to purge, to shake, to cry, to scream, to grieve, to burn through with this sacred anger. Nothing's off the table. You're needed, 100%, everything that you are, all that you are, welcomed, needed. These sessions are an invitation for you to start to understand how to navigate all of this. I'm with you. The wind is with you. Nature is with you. The waters are with you. Your breath is always with you. You're never unattended. You're always loved, always supported. Hi. And there are always people on the path close by to guide, to support, to take care of. I hope to see you soon as you are. Love, love, love you.